Good morning, sweet peas. It's June 1st, 2015. My name is Leslie Williams, and I'm in San Diego, California, in La Jolla. Yeah. Today I'm going to do my laundry, and carrying on my laundry on my bike definitely makes me look like a homeless person, but that's okay. Stay with me and you'll understand why I'm making this video in about 2 seconds. Now, considering the fact that there's 12,000 homeless people, hold on. Considering the fact that there's 12,000 homeless people, it's estimated anywhere between 8,700 and 12,000 homeless people in San Diego County alone. I highly doubt that I stick out like a sore thumb. Now, if any event happens concerning me, about me, around me, towards me, or against me, okay, on my way to go do my laundry today, that includes all walking routes, bus stops, bus routes, the whole time duration of while I'm doing my laundry, and that includes them messing with my bike, flat tires, and them messing with the gears, the locks, any functionality of the bike, including definitely the bike lock. They already tried to flatten my tire night before last, and I'm noticing that the Sheriff's Department is kind of circling me a lot. Now, I'm all over the internet exposing their little whore asses. Absolutely, the tracking of a target cell phone is how they're able to prop up all this harassment that the target endures. And what they'll do is they'll come, like, I'm not saying that he's doing it now, but I'm just saying what they'll do is they'll come in a different direction. Like, say if I'm walking up this road, they'll walk towards me and bring about the staged event. They know that I'm walking up this road through the GPS tracking of my phone. That way they can say, well, why do you think this was gang stalking, Leslie, when you walked into them? In other words, they're not stalking you, because if they were stalking you, they'd be behind you. And this is the cleverness of gang stalking. Absolutely. And this is also how whore cops that are involved in these crimes and or are taking orders from the criminals that are above them are able to apply plausible deniability concerning how they make it appear that they have a normal appearing reason to know where the target might be camping at. And this is done for arrest for illegal lodging, tickets for same, and then the documentation that is accumulated over time as a result of these incremental staged events that happen every 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. That's when they then attempt to take syndicated probate control of you. Hold on. By claiming that you're mentally ill because you think you're being stalked, okay, and that your mental illness is causing a homelessness, and that you're and also a threat to yourself or others. Now, these are the literal excuses they use to discredit the target, to get the syndicated probate control for racketeering, insurance fraud, human trafficking, and voyeurism inside a syndicated organized crime run group home that is directly connected to the organized crime that's perpetrating the gang stalking. That's why they're making targets homeless. Now, you can go to Google and type in police and gang stalking. Look at how many Google-generated numeric responses come up. Do you really think that's an accident? And the friggin' San Diego Sheriff's Department is all over many targeted individuals' blogs. Like, you can go to Google and type in stop. Go to Google and type in stoporgangstalking.com. You'll see San Diego Sheriff's Department's mentioned all over that woman's blog. Bonnie in Oceanside, YouTube her. You can go to YouTube and type in Bonnie CA for California. Oceanside gang stalking. San Diego Sheriff's Department. Her blog is in the comments, is in the description box of her YouTube videos. San Diego Sheriff's Department's mentioned in those as well. As well as with SDPD, and SDPD is also mentioned in the Stop OR gang stalking blog as well. So these are just 3 of many San Diego targets, like Miraj Shahan, Sylvia Almarolas, who I think finally moved to Texas, Beth Donahue, Victoria Rose, okay? Brian Tew, his last name spelled T-E-W. We are all victims of gang stalking. None of us know each other, yet we're all sharing the same story concerning what's happening to us. So do you really believe that what's happening to us is not factual? Now, to prove to you that what's happening to me is completely factual, go to Google right now. It's my blog. Go to Google and type in UCSD and Law Library, are they networking gang stalking? There are at least 100 videos of me exposing what's happening to me. Hold on. There are at least 100 videos of me exposing what's happening to me. of me predicting things that will happen to me, and then me catching what I predicted would happen after it was predicted in video files and audio, digital running audio tape recorders. Now, video files and digital and their published dates on YouTube, and digital tape recording audio files run by date and time. The evidence was caught after the videos were published and after the predictions were made on audio recording. Audio recorders show the date and time. So when the event took place that was predicted, it was caught on tape recorders and or videos. Those tape recorders, at least the tape recorders, reflect a later time. Sometimes on the same date, sometimes on subsequent dates. It proves that I was tracked in real time in order to bring about what was predicted. Because they have to know where I'm at and who I am to do these things around me concerning me, including assaults. So fellow American citizens, just go to Google and type in San Diego Sheriff's Department and gang stalking, San Diego Sheriff's Department and organized stalking, San Diego Police Department and gang stalking, San Diego Police Department and organized stalking, California Highway Patrol and gang stalking, San Diego Park Rangers and gang stalking. So, and in fact, you can go to Google right now and type in like any state, and then the police agencies within those states, including the park rangers that are dedicated to those states, counties, cities, and towns, and look at what comes up when you type in those descriptions to organized stalking and then in a separate search gang stalking. Look at what comes up. You know, these little, and then go to Google and YouTube and type in GPS tracking and cell phone GPS tracking and gang stalking. Is this how they're able to prop up all the staged harassment, the staged assaults, the staged events, the staged arrests? Absolutely. They figure that all they got to do, like, all right, so check this out. You see this road right here? This road right here is where this little street right here is where the Thanksgiving event occurred. I'm going to talk about that for a second. I was way over in La Jolla Village Square Plaza where AMC movie theater is, okay? Watching a movie. I left from watching the movie. I started a new tape recording audio file. And I said, I'm getting ready to go to a specific place right now. Let's see if anybody says gang stalk or bothers me in any way. Hold on, let this traffic go by. I then left AMC Theater over off of La Jolla Village Square, which is 2.5 miles up the road. Alright? And then I left there, starting this new audio file, making these prediction verbal statements. I then proceed on my bike, okay, to get off of all the roads that I had to take to get onto Gilman Road, coming this way from that way. Okay, so as I get on Gilman Road, I then, once the sidewalk appeared, because this sidewalk runs out once you get way up the road there, the sidewalk disappears. There's no longer a sidewalk anymore. So to get to the sidewalk coming from that way, you got to be on the road. So I not only made verbal predictions, okay, at AMC as I was unlocking my bike after I saw the movie, I also made further verbal predictions as I was on the road. I then get off the road once the sidewalk appeared, got on the sidewalk, and two men came out of the apartment complexes that you can see right here. All along this road here, nothing but condos and apartment complexes. Two men came out of the driveway. Now, right before they came out of a driveway, a white car, I noticed a white car driving 2 miles an hour behind me, and as soon as I noticed him and turned my head, he sped off, and then when I turned my head back, that's when the two individuals came out of the driveway and started harassing me, the driveway of these apartment complexes. As I'm coming this way on the sidewalk, they came out of the driveway on the sidewalk. And as they were harassing me, guess what they said? Gang stalk together. One said gang stalking, and then that same one said gang of stalking, I'm gonna fuck you up. Now, one of those two men were directly connected to a group of men that had propped themselves up to hike out right over here, 100 feet away from where I was hiking at the time, camping. And I was, throughout the entire year of 2013, was literally making videos. You can go to the YouTube channel Exposing Police 1, and then another YouTube channel Exposing San Diego, and look at all the videos that are dedicated to those YouTube channels, okay? When you look at those videos that are dedicated to that YouTube channel, what you want to look at are the videos that were made in 2013 at that area. That area was referred to by me as I was making prediction videos when I was camping down up in there. what I would do was I would make video predictions in the morning. I'd make 2 videos, one dedicated to proving my tent was there and predicting that they might steal it, and then the next video was dedicated to what I was experiencing by the homeless men that they had propped up to camp out 100 feet away, and by individuals that they were getting to ride their bikes by, just like this guy is right now, okay? How they were propping people up on the sidewalk, on the road, riding their bikes by, jogging by, and walking by, and between them and the individuals that they had propped up to hike out 100 feet away from me, they were constantly yelling, gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalk, weird, gang stalk, suck my dick, excuse my language, gang stalk, why don't you come and steal her stuff, gang stalk, why don't you call the cops on her. Now, those videos show me stating that I'm at GILL ×2, I'm a woman, not a man, HA location. That was my way of hiding the physical location of this location, because I didn't want any outside criminals that weren't involved in the gang stalking to know where I was hiking at, okay, and or the police. Now you might think to yourself, well, what does GILL ×2, I'm a woman, not a man, HA location means? Well, let's take a look at this. Do you see this intersection right here? This is Gilman Court and Gilman Drive. GILL ×2, Gilman Court, Gilman Drive. Hold on, let the traffic go by. Gilman Court, Gilman Drive, GILL ×2, I'm a woman, not a man. Gilman. GILL ×2, Gilman Court, Gilman Drive, I'm a woman, not a man. Gilman. Understand? Hiking area HA. Okay, so that means GILL ×2, I'm a woman, not a man, HA location, hiking area location. That was my way to hide the identity of this location so the police wouldn't have a normal appearing reason to know where I'm at, so they could arrest me for illegal lodging, and so outside criminals that were outside of the gang stalking wouldn't know where I was hiking at. It was done for security and safety and strategic purposes. So, one of the men that had propped themselves up to camp next to me for over a year and a half, from late November 2012 up until April 2014 when they finally moved out, and then only moved 500 feet up the road. The San Diego police were notified by me on several occasions about the harassment that I was enduring at this area, and did absolutely not one thing. The point being is this: when you look in those YouTube channels, I made videos throughout the entire year of 2013 that they were getting people up on the sidewalk to walk by, jog by, or ride their bikes by, and say gang stalk, why don't you call the cops on her? A threat while they're saying gang stalk. I also said that they were getting people to do the same thing but say gang stalk, why don't you come and steal her stuff. I also mentioned how the homeless people were doing the same exact thing, saying the same exact threats while gang stalk was being said. I also mentioned in these YouTube videos that on 2 separate dates, 2 separate students at UCSD Price Center, which is a building on UCSD property, they said gang stalk, why don't you go and steal her stuff. Now when you look in that blog, you're gonna see gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalk weird, gang stalk crazy, being mentioned around me everywhere I go, every single day. Now let's get back to the threat that happened on the sidewalk. When it occurred, they both said gang stalk, then one said gang stalking, and then that same one said gang of stalking, I'm gonna fuck you up. Now this occurred on November 28, 2013. One month and 3 days before the end of the year. They're saying gang of stalking, I'm gonna fuck you up. A threat while they're saying gang stalk. Okay? Which proves that every single video I made about how I was being harassed down in here when I was camping was the truth. Because those videos were already published online before this Thanksgiving event occurred. They were saying gang stalk, why don't you come and steal her stuff? A threat while they're saying gang stalk, why don't you call the cops on her? Okay? A threat, 2 different types of threat while gang stalk is being said. Those videos were published throughout the entire year of 2013. Then on this sidewalk, 1 month before the end of the year of 2013, I catch 2 men saying gang of stalking, I'm gonna fuck you up. A threat while they're saying gang stalk. So, the point being, and one of the men were directly connected to the assholes that were parked up in here. But check this out. The same asshole, okay, in April of 2014, after they moved out, they came back up in here to get some of the shit they left behind. And when I heard them coming, I turned on my phone, okay, to videotape in case they would try something. And as they're coming down up in here, I told them to get their dog out of here because he was hanging around my site. He says, oh, I'm sorry. I said, I don't care about your apologies. Just get the hell out of here. And he says, I'm going. He goes, what's your problem, you fucking bitch, and all this kind of shit. And I said, look, do you really honestly think that I forgot who you are? Okay? And he says, what are you talking about? And I said, because I caught you saying gang stalk on the sidewalk. He goes, what are you talking about? He goes, be nice. And as he's saying it, as he's denying it, he's saying be nice. Now for one, you can tell it's the same voice because that audio has already been uploaded to YouTube videos, okay? So go to that blog. But check this out. As the Thanksgiving event is occurring, right before they said gang stalk, they're saying gang stalk, be nice. Gang stalking, I'm gonna fuck you up. So he said be nice as he's down up in here, pretending like he don't know what I'm talking about, okay? And he said be nice as the Thanksgiving event was unfolding. Now, when he was coming up into this area to grab some of his property, my phone was already recording, and guess what he was saying to a person as he was talking, because he was with someone. Guess what he was saying to a person, okay, when they were starting to come up in the area as they were passing by my tent. He was saying to this guy, I just got to get a few more things and then we're out of here. And then as I'm talking to him, he says, well, I got to come back again. So why is he coming back and forth if he's not if he was never dedicated to this area? That proves his physical connection to this area. Okay? Absolutely. So everything that I endured when I was living over there, within 10 days of me moving there, they propped those assholes up in there and they harassed me day and night, yelling gang stalk, weird, gang stalking, crazy, gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalk, suck my dick, gang stalk, why don't you come and steal her stuff, gang stalk, why don't you call the cops on her, day and night, non-stop. That's what I endured at that area over there, on top of an assault. And that assault that I endured on July 9, 2014, okay, was predicted by me 2 days before in a video. And the assault happened at the very spot I made the video at, okay? Absolutely. So, fellow American citizens, this is your La Jolla, California. This is what I endure as a result of being gang stalked in La Jolla. And then you can ask yourself, why won't the San Diego police do anything about it? Because they're fucking involved in it, that's why. Please excuse my language. So, go to Google and type in UCSD and Law Library, are they networking gang stalking? And you'll see this evidence that I'm talking to you about. In your face evidence. And then you can, and I'm gonna tell you something right now, you know what they're doing? They know I got over 1,000 audio files of this harassment that I'm describing, that I described I endured here, is the same exact harassment I endure along my routes. Absolutely, to a T. Okay, so they know I got this evidence. So what they're doing now is coming at me they're coming after me now concerning me camping. And the homelessness I'm experiencing right now was directly perpetrated by the gang stalking of me in another state. It's why I came to San Diego. I figure if I'm going to be homeless, I might as well do it in weather I can survive in. And so now they're coming after me at my camping areas before I can find a lawyer, okay, to sue them about gross negligence of duty. And what happened to me concerning the SD department, sexual harassment by 2 San Diego sheriff's officers right inside the Hall of Justice. Absolutely. Brutally assaulted in the San Diego courthouse. Absolutely. And that was predicted as well. 5 assaults I've endured. 5. And so what their little whore ass is, you see, because when something happens towards you, like from the government, like if a police officer does something to you, like sexual harassment, or if you get assaulted on government property, you only got so much time to sue them. What they're doing is tying me up in the constant busyness of moving through threats, intimidation, and arrest. And once I get moved, they gang stalk me to the next area and make me move again. And this is how they're tying me up in the non-stop, constant busyness of moving, so I never have time to go find a lawyer or prepare to go to a lawyer, like writing letters concerning me, explaining what's happening to me, how it's happened, what crimes have happened, okay? And every single time I start looking up lawyers and law firms on the internet, I get arrested, forced to move, or assaulted, or a combination of all 3. Absolutely. And so you might say, well, how do they know that I'm looking up lawyers? Go to YouTube and type in gang stalking bullying on steroids. It shows a targeted individual being covered on the news. He flat out states that, Lieutenant Larry Richards flat out states that this crime has been going on forever, and that it's even reached out into the cyber world. Now, they're even sending me text messages that they're going to have to call the cops on me and have me arrested for illegal lodging. How'd they get my phone number? That proves the GPS tracking. The point being, also, is go to Google and type in not just cell phone hacking, GPS tracking, and gang stalking, but also cyber surveillance and gang stalking. They can see what I'm doing online. When they see I start copying and pasting lawyers' addresses, law firms' addresses, their phone numbers, and stuff like that, and writing letters and Word document programs at the law library, they can see what I'm doing. So they're just saying, hey, she's 2 steps away from going to see a lawyer, we better go after her at her camping area. Arrest her for that, throw her in jail, okay, intimidate her about being arrested again. You wouldn't believe what I endured in jail when they arrested me over here through UCSD Police and SDPD. And the excuse they used for coming to this area, and then they acted like they stumbled across me, I predicted in an audio file on several occasions within the year of 2013 and 14. Absolutely. I predicted it to a T. Absolutely. All right, so literally, I'm not lying to you. I can look you straight in the eye and tell you I predicted it. So, fellow American citizens, this is your government. This is your local law enforcement, okay? Human trafficking is directly connected to these criminal expeditions. Go to YouTube and type in similarities between gang stalking and human trafficking. And then go to Google and type in gang stalking and human trafficking. Then go to Google and type in organized stalking and human trafficking. And then, you know, when you type in the police and gang stalking and you look at all the Google generated responses that come up, in each state, you could just pick any state right now. Texas and gang stalking, Michigan and gang stalking, California and gang stalking, Florida and gang stalking, North Carolina and gang stalking. Look at what comes up. Then do the same thing and type in per state and type in the police dedicated to those states and gang stalking. And look at what comes up. It's a nationwide syndicate, organized crime in a system in every state, county, city, and town. And they operate on the same methodologies, tactics, methods, and maneuvers because they had the same criminal motivations. And they use the same techniques, tactics, and maneuvers to achieve the criminal motivation. Illegal syndicated probate control, so the target can be treated like a straw person for federal, state, and local funds. Insurance fraud, because insurance is applied for in their name once they get the probate control, because the gang stalking continues in these homes. Human trafficking in these homes by drugging the target's foods and drinks. And if you don't believe that's not happening, go to YouTube and type in stalked in San Antonio. 2 women on a news broadcast, okay? Literally showing that they were raped in their own homes as a result of these perpetrators breaking into their homes and drugging their food. Now that's all over the internet that they do this. Absolutely. They broke into my home in Michigan one time while I was sleeping. Turned on all the lights and opened up all the doors and did a bunch of other things. I got email files that go all the way back to 2006, 7, 8, 9, stating that they did this in one of my apartments in Michigan. This news broadcast, stalked in San Antonio, didn't occur until February 17th, 2010. Do you hear the first woman state in that news broadcast that they broke into her home and turned on all the lights? The second woman states in this news broadcast that they stole some jewelry and then returned it at a later date. I got 2006 emails stating the same thing, that they broke into my home, stole my IDs from my backpack as I was sleeping, and then returned them at a later date. And in this news broadcast, you flat out see that these women are describing that they were raped in their own homes. So when they put a target in a group home, do you honestly think that their food and drinks aren't going to be drugged so they can be knocked out, so they can be raped, so it can be videotaped and sold to pornography groups? When you look at the movie Taken, all 3 of the movie Taken, which are 3 human trafficking movies, it's a series. When you look at the movie Trade, when you look at the movie Eden, E-D-E-N, these are all human trafficking movies, okay? When you look at these movies, every single one of the victims in these movies, okay, were drugged, okay, and human trafficked as a result of being drugged, okay? Because they make money off of every angle. The racketeering, applying for federal, state, and local funds. The insurance fraud that is non-stop happening to a target in these homes, because the gang stalking is literally now occurring in an isolated environment they own, okay? So Google gang stalking in doctors, psychiatrists, psychologists, judges, nurses, absolutely, psychiatric floors. That's the insurance fraud. That's where they really rake in the money. Thousands and thousands of dollars every time they petition the target into a psychiatric ward by claiming the target's out of control inside the group home, when the target is the one who's being provoked in the group home to act out, so they can then petition them in a county mental health or an area neighborhood hospital psychiatric floor so the insurance fraud can happen. Now this is just money off of 3 angles. Federal, state, and local funds. Well, federal, state, and local funds applied for, insurance fraud, the voyeurism that's connected to the human trafficking, and then there's other techniques that they can use in the target's name, like identity theft. Absolutely. So we're looking at least 5 different avenues of money streams coming in from one target being made homeless. And guess how they get that? Guess how they get the probate control? Through provocations and staged events that the target's then blamed on, through the homelessness and then tracking the target to the homeless area and then arresting him for illegal lodging. Absolutely. They'll even gang stalk a target to a homeless shelter. Google that. So my name is Leslie Williams, RC. If I'm ever arrested on RC property, it'll be directly connected to gang stalking. Absolutely. And as far as the San Diego Sheriff's Department goes, fuck you. Same thing to SDPD and any other law enforcement that comes in my physical proximity, because the evidence I got is indisputable. Look, tape recorders can't have a mental illness. Okay? That's right. And you have violated my civil rights up and down the road. I'm a human being. Okay? I matter, and my life matters, and my future matters. Okay? And in closing, fellow citizens, think about this. How do you think you would feel if every single bit of your life was destroyed from every angle? From your credit to your living situation. They staged at least 4 vehicle accidents. I lost 4 cars because of this. It's not why I'm on a bike. Okay? You're made homeless by criminals you don't know that want to exploit you in the worst way, including how you can catch AIDS as a result of being raped by these fucks. Okay? So if this was happening to you and you know for a fact that law enforcement is involved in it, do you really honestly think that by saying fuck you to the SDSD and SDPD is not justified? It's absolutely justified, and you know it. So, research what I'm saying, and you'll see I'm telling you the truth. Okay, everybody, I gotta go. So, today's date is June 1st, 2015. Excuse me, I got a cough. If anything happens along my routes today, if they mess with my bike like you would not believe, because they know I use the bike to carry my stuff. And wearing a woman down is one of the ways that it's like breaking a horse. You wear them down physically. You wear them down from the assaults and from all the physical exertion a target endures trying to survive while they're homeless. Moving from campsite to campsite to campsite to campsite to campsite because of these fucks. Okay? And it's all intentionally done. Okay? Absolutely. The physical exertion, you wouldn't believe what I got to go through just to do my laundry, and this is only 1/4 of it. Okay? Just to do my laundry, I got to walk 2 miles to a bus stop. I got to take the stuff out of the basket, the duffel bag off the handlebars to put the bike on the bus. I then get to the next bus stop I got to go to. I got to do the same thing. I got to live, and the same thing with groceries, clothes I buy, anything I buy. I endure this every single day. Every day, while being harassed in the midst of it, assaulted in between, arrested in between, and property stolen in between. So if this is all happening to you, do you really believe that you would not have a special fuck you to the police that were involved in this shit? They don't give a shit. They're wild animal whores. They don't give a flying fuck. Okay? They just figure their thinking is this: we're for the bank. Which means that they're in it for the money that they make off a target once the exploitation starts. They don't give a shit. I mean, they're animals. These animals belong in prison behind bars, and we all know what happens to police officers in jail, and they deserve every bit of it. Okay? Go to Google and type in rape and gang stalking, including gang rape. Just Google it, and you'll see I'm telling you the truth. So I'm going to tell you something right now, fellow American citizens. If I disappear, I've either been arrested, murdered, or isolated inside of a group home. So you'll know what's happening to me, okay? By complete strangers I do not know in any way, shape, or form. That's right. That's right. And by the way, in closing, because I got to go to Google right now and type in Jan Goldsmith. His name is spelled Jan. He's the head San Diego prosecutor right now for San Diego County. He's being sued by the California Family Coalition for racketeering. His wife is a judge in the divorce industry that is responsible for the racketeering lawsuits, and how Jan Goldsmith is using his office to go after the California Family Coalition because they're suing him in his office concerning the illegal behavior that he's using his office for, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars of San Diego taxpayers' money to fight the California Family Coalition when Jan Goldsmith's office is extremely seriously implicated in racketeering. then go to Google and type in Curtis Webb, San Diego DA's office, officer, okay, gang stalking, CPS, human trafficking. These are 2 civil servants, one working in the DA, one working in the San Diego prosecutor's office, both being implicated in violations of the RICO Act, okay, and extreme criminality. They also know I'm exposing their whore asses as well. So do you really think that they're not using the police against me? They use the police to arrest Cole Stewart, who's the president of the California Family Coalition. They're using law enforcement, okay, to vilify and completely destroy their enemies that are exposing their criminal asses. Okay, so if anything happens to me today or any of my property, in fact, if anything happens to me for the next 2 weeks, especially here in the next 5 days, in my camping areas, walking areas, any areas along any of my routes on any day, if anything happens concerning me, about me, around me, towards me, or against me, arrest, illegal lodging tickets, arrest for illegal lodging, property theft, including property confiscation, tickets for illegal encroachment, assaults, rapes, robberies, anything that happens to me in the next 2 weeks. Today's date's June 1st, 2015. It'll be directly connected to gang stalking. I don't give 2 shits how it's brought about, who plays a role in it, who might act as a witness. It'll be gang stalking, period. Alright, so check out that blog I told you about. Massive evidence in it. Undisputable, in your face, black and white, in your lap evidence that is indisputable. And you'll see I'm telling you the truth. I do appreciate you listening. La Jolla, California. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm a good woman. I bother nobody. I don't steal. I'm not involved in any illegal activity. I'm just going about my day every day being gang stalked. And so now I'm just sharing it with you. Alright, I gotta go. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.